Hey, what's up, homies? Tonight topic is 10 indie comics villains scarier than the Joker. Fans might think it's hard to find characters scarier than the Joker, but there are some indie comic characters that give him a run for his money. The Joker is one of the most iconic supervillains ever created, though some incarnations of the characters are more of a malevolent trickster. The current popular conception of the character is a violent killer who has no line he won't cross. And fans might think it's hard to find characters scarier than the Joker, but there are some indie comic characters that give him a run for his money. And for a while, independent comic had a leg up in terms of how scary they could be, and while DC and Marvel were still abiding by the Comics Code Authority's guidelines, indie comics grew more popular by largely ignoring them. This gave way to the creation of some ingenious villains that are more terrifying than Joker. Number 10. Homelander is more powerful and just unrestrained. Visually, the voice Homelander doesn't seem to be nearly as scary as the Joker. He looks like a cross between Superman and Captain America and is clearly meant to lure readers into a false sense of security. Of course, it doesn't take long for the supposed hero to show his true colors. Just like the Joker, there isn't much Homelander willing to get its way, and his immense power makes him more frightening than the clown bright frame. And Homelander is super strong and can fly and shoot lasers from his eyes. If he wanted to, he could take someone out with a mere lens. At least with the Joker, people might have a fighting chance since he's a powerless human. Number 9. Walter Samson is a highly organized and manipulated. The Joker may pose a significant threat to Gotham City, but nobody will ever mistake him for a hero. In contrast, Walter Samson from Jupiter's Legacy used much more subtle methods to achieve greater power than the Joker could normally achieve. And Walter used his telepathic powers to mind control key superheroes and people in power. This allowed him a wide range of control while managing to fly under the radar while he set up his plan. This method of villainy might be less flashy than the Joker's, but robbing people of their autonomy and pulling the strings from behind the scenes makes Walter a much bigger threat. Number 8. Oh Sang-woo hides his evil side. Oh Sang-woo is the main antagonist of the award-winning Korean manga Killing Stalking. Sang-woo is a violent serial killer who kidnaps and assaults his victims before ultimately murdering them, while the Joker has carried out quite a few murders of his own. His methods have never been depicted this extreme. Oh Sang-woo isn't just scarier than the Joker because of his extreme methods. He's also better at hiding his intentions. The Joker is very explicit about who he is. Anybody who sees him is likely to run the other way. On the other hand, Sang-woo is adept at hiding his monstrous nature and luring his victim in. That idea of a serial killer who seems like an average person is much scarier than the one obviously dressed like a killer clown. Number 7. Free Willy set makes the Joker seem tame. Free Willy set is what happens when comics try to be too edgy. Comparing set design, human skin stretched thinly across a bestial robotic frame. To the Joker's, gives a pretty clear indication of just how much nastier the character is. The Joker was purposely designed as a character without restraint, but 3 Willy said was designed without restraint. It said possesses over 200 superhuman ability, though only a fraction of those is seen in the comic, make him far more powerful than Joker. Apart from horrific acts of violence, should also sexually abuse very young children, something readers are unlikely to ever see the Joker do. Thankfully, mainly DC writers seem to have a bit more care than their Wildstorm counterparts when it comes to sensitive subjects like this. Number 6. Ananke is older and deadlier. Ananke from the Wicked plus that even has cut a bloody path through history. This immortal woman has kept herself alive for thousands of years by decapitating the human avatars of the gods to perform a ritual. It's hard to imagine that the Joker will be capable of taking on multiple wounds every couple of years when he can't even finish a guy in a bad costume or even more than one Robin. Ananke also has thousands of years knowledge and experience over the clown prince, making her far more cunning. Number 5. Omniman and the Pyramids conquer planets. An evil Superman is bad enough to deal with, but the whole society of evil Superman is even worse. The Pyramids see all other beings beneath then have spread out across the universe to bring other sentient creatures under their control. Oniman specifically gives reader an early indication of just how twisted Pyramids can be. He's able to pose like a benevolent protector while plotting the subjugation of the people he professes to love. The Joker may be frightening, but he doesn't have anywhere near the power of reach of the Pyramids to be a big of a threat. Number 4. Randall Dowling kill entire planets of population. Randall Dowling is a twist scientist from the page of Planetary. He performed a myriad of psych experiments, including physically modifying the bodies of young children and killing a woman just to see if he could bring her back to life. He only got Scarier when he discovered a parallel Earth. The second Earth, the only discovery was populated by advanced artificial beings. In exchange for the technology, Dowling quickly promised to allow the machines they could take over Earth. He also wiped out another parallel where to just be used as storage. The Joker's crimes are definitely small scale compared to Dowling. And there have been instances where the Joker has done the right things to save Earth. This makes him a lot less of an existential threat than Dowling and his robotic lurers. Number 3. Violator is a worse clown, but a bigger threat. Both Spawn, Violator, and the Joker spend time dressed as clown. While the Joker definitely wins in terms of his clown theming and aesthetic, Violator is a much more dangerous character. He's also more visually frightening than the Joker when he enters his true form. In his true form, Violator is a twist pale demon with massive arms and a gaping mouth of pointed teeth. And so Gotham citizens have come to fear the Joker. On a purely objective level, he is much less visually frightening. Violator also has armies of hell backing him up, which is a lot more intimidating than some wounds his face paint. Number 2. Nemesis takes joy in his mass murders. Joker and Nemesis share a common trait. They both take great enjoyment in their crimes. While this makes both of them pretty scary, Nemesis takes the edge by being a lot more successful with his plans than Joker. While Batman usually foils Joker's plans, Nemesis successfully takes people out in some of the most reckless and violent ways possible. He once killed a man using a full passenger train, resulting in the train derailment and the death of everyone aboard. He has also successfully gassed the Pentagon and killed tens of thousands of people in the process. In the last, number 1, Judge Dredd is an ever darker version of the dark character. Judge Dredd. He's also a pretty scary character. He's possibly very scary than the Joker because he's given full authority to kill with a law backing him. However, Judge Dredd doesn't hold a candle to Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd is a similar Judge to Judge Dredd, but from a universe where life itself was dead a crime. Judge Dredd is responsible for taking billions of lives in his own universe, and his body count only climbs after traveling between worlds. Odin should be glad to have the Joker instinct of Judge Dredd. And, well, that is all. Don't forget to subscribe and comment of the video. And like please. I see you in the next episode guys. Goodbye.